Hello everyone, this is Princess here, and for today's video we are going to talk about the next event that is dropping in global really soon. It is going to be Machina's Intertwined Will, which means his burst is coming back, and he's also getting a force. And this will also be the second banner that will feature Iroha's burst, but for this video we're just going to talk about Machina's force and the bosses for the Shinryu. So let's get started. So Machina's force weapon is called the Twin Duranduls. This will grant the force skill Beyond the Atonement, and his force partner is Kane. It's a 6-hit AoE melee brave split HP attack that is dealt 3 times. The ray potency is 150% per hit, and it's instant turn rate. So then checking out the bonus right over here. So you will get 5% from any melee attacks. This does include off turns, 40% from a changed brave or HP attack, 15% from a skill with an abnormal turn rate. So if you use like his Furious Blades, the bonus does go up from that. And then 20% when Machina uses melee attacks, and this does include his off turns. So for the boss, you are going to be fighting 2 Helldiver robots. And for their attacks, so they also have 2 different stances. So when they are airborne, they will delay your turns by 2 whenever they act. And then when they are grounded, they will have a post-brave regen after their turns. But other than that, their attacks don't really do much. They can lower your max brave and your initial brave with wide range shot, and they can also apply an attack down onto the field, which can be cancelled out if you use Machina's Force. So then for the boss's force gauge, for their weakness, you want to use a melee brave that is instant turn rate, and like I said, this will cancel the attack down aura. So aside from Machina, the only other character I can think of, well, there's two other characters who have instant turn rate on their forces is Ursula and Onion Knight. And then for their gauge, so for the whole fight, they will lower your speed by 80%, and then when their gauge is high enough, like around 50%, they will lower your turn rate by 50%. And then when they go into force time, they don't really have a force attack. They just take a defensive posture. So it's not an attack. They just go into force time for 8 turns. They will raise their speed and then reduce any brave or HP damage taken by 50%. And yeah, that's about it. And then for their force time, there we go. So for their force time, they cannot be delayed and their turns are going to lock in place, so you can't really delete them. And they also lower your turn rate by 50%. So the way how it sounds with the Shinryu, basically, it's a playground for off-turn damage dealers. So I will explain more of that when I go into the fight. But for now, I'm going to take a stop right over here, and then I'm going to log into JP, and I'll show off Machina's Force. I will be right back. Alrighty, so we're back on JP now. So this is what Machina's Intertwined Will looks like. And if I had to guess, I think this is based off the old house that Class 0 stays in at one point when they're escaping from the Empire in Type 0. So you're going to start right over here, and then the Lufenia and Shinryu is going to be right over here. So here is my Machina over here, and then just to show, here is his force. I did have to take a lot of tickets just to get it, but I am glad that I have it, because I mean, even though I don't use Machina a lot, he is still a very fun character. There's no doubt about that. So I'm going to go into the Lufenia, and I will show off his force. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. So here is Beyond the Atonement. And now we are in force time. So one of the things you can do before you use Machina's Force is you can go in with his LD, and then use Beyond the Atonement, and then if you don't have his burst effect active yet, you can do that as well after you use his Force. So just to like give you an idea. And then as for the Shinryu, so they heavily encourage like off-turn damage for this fight. So in the case if you're not going to be using Machina, other characters that you can use who really like favor off-turn damage. So Korin Gladio is one, you can use that. Beatrix is another character, you can take her for her Rose Petals attack. Celeste is also a good option, and Minwoo, and there's no elemental lockout for the Shinryu either, so you can take anyone with elemental damage. Maria can also work for this, and then Furion as well. Furion recently got a rework, so you can also test him out over here. And then for another thing I wanted to mention is, so I have two videos that I've posted before where I was doing the stage using different kinds of characters. So the first one was a video where um, I used Gladio and Reno, and I was using Reno's force time. And then the second video was Rydia with her force along with Galuf. So I will leave a link to those in my in the comments so that you can check that out. And then this should kill him. Yep, there we go. So overall, like Machina, he's always been a great damage dealer, and now that he's getting a force, he's gonna be dealing more damage again, which is nice. And admittedly, it is a little odd that he's not getting a rework, but in the end, he doesn't really need it because he's always been like a big damage dealer. So if you just pair him with like a supportive character, you know, or like someone with brave gains, then there's your answer. You can do that. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know if you will be pulling for Machina's Force, and I will see you all next time.